Shalom. I want to give all the praise and glory and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Bukah Kodash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me the truth. Also, one acknowledge the Akyam, who are pushing the truth with sincerity. Alright. So, I'm going to go ahead and, the Spirit, first of all, this morning I was just on YouTube, right? And just, the Spirit that's on the men, the servants of Yahweh Hashem Yoshai is that, hey, we are definitely in these last days. And Yahweh, it seems like things are moving fast, man. You look at the state of the people, you look at the state of, Babylon, you look at the state of just everything around us. You would have to be totally oblivious to not see what times we're in, right? Let me get this precept real quick. This precept in the Apocrypha. Second Ezra 9:1. Says, you know what? Let me. Second Ezra 8 and well, let's start at 61. It says, and therefore is my judgment now at hand. These things have I not showed unto all men, but unto thee and a few like thee. Then answered I and said, behold, O Yahweh, now hast thou showed me the multitude of the wonders which thou wilt begin to do in the last times. But at what time thou hast not showed me? Right? Because when you read the books of Esdras, he goes in on a lot of things that would be happening in these last days. And here we are, He goes in on the pestilence, he goes in on the famine, he goes in on the missiles, Let's get that real quick. Well, let's read these things right here. Second Ezra 15:17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. You see, because the last days that we're coming into, man, you're going to have martial law, Jacob's trouble. It's going to cause men to be afraid in these days that we're coming into. Because you can watch, like Donald Trump says, the fake news, which that's true. There's a lot of fake news out there. There's these commercial newscasts. They really don't report the real stuff. You got to go to these underground YouTube channels with people recording what's really going on. The stuff that the propaganda news channels they don't report. They don't, they'll report some bullshit before they report what's really going on in the world. But you can see we're in the last days. I mean, I was moved to do this lesson because this morning I was looking at YouTube and it was just everything. I was every video that I was watching and that popped up on my algorithms was just justifying what time we're in, man. You know? Let me keep reading some of this. Because you're basically if you aren't paying attention to the real news, because you know these average Americans, they don't know shit. They don't know. I bet you if you had you did a poll or a survey with like 10 Americans, you know, you probably have maybe one that even knows what things are happening right now. Like an example that's coming to mind is the petrodollar, right? The petrodollar, and I'm just going to give my brief summary on what's going on with that. But basically, the dollar is about to crash, and we know that this is prophecy and this should be happening, but now the Lord's speeding it up. Because if you don't know, which you probably are not one of those 9 Americans that don't know shit about what I'm talking about. But what it is Saudi Arabia ended up, for lack of better words, a contract that they had with the United States, which was basically the backbone to the petrodollar, which is the currency, you know, because a lot of the money, the actual currency in the American dollar, the fiat, right, currency, it's backed and it's what strengthens it, or what strengthened it. Actually, I use past tense because it's no longer a thing for basically Saudi Arabia, which has a huge impact on the dollar, because like I think it was like 80% of all like oil and gas transactions were tied to that contract with Saudi Arabia, which is a huge producer of oil and gas and whatnot. So just to make a long story short, they didn't renew the terms, they didn't renew the agreement, which had been in place for like 50 or 60 years, which basically made the American dollar, the most powerful